outscored by 64 points. But a week ago last night, Al Bruno went to 24-year-old quarterback Ken Hobart from Idaho, and he responded by passing and running the Tabbies to a 39-11 victory over the Red Hot Concords in Olympic Stadium, the biggest upset of the young 85 season. CTV Sports presents, live from Taylor Field in Regina, the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Good evening, everybody. Al McCann greeting you from Regina, where we have a beautiful evening for what promises to be a very entertaining Saturday night football game. So get a comfortable seat, because I think these two teams are very well matched. They're both coming off big victories on the road. Hamilton hoping they've got the start of a comeback going, and Saskatchewan, of course, hoping they can win to bounce into a tie for second in that very competitive CFL West division. Now let's meet our other commentators in the booth, Dale Isaac and Frank Rigney.
Thank you very much, Al. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Regina. And there's no doubt Ken Hobart is definitely the story for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And, of course, he came into last week's game, started against Montreal, knocked off the Concords at the Big O. What does he bring to the Hamilton offense, Frank?
Well, Dale, I think one big thing he brings is the ability to run with that football. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are very concerned about his ability to get outside. I know for a fact that Hamilton has put in draw plays and plays that are specifically designed to take a look at that running ability of this young quarterback. But I think Saskatchewan has some great outside linebacking cores that may well be able to contain him. The other thing, from the other side of the football, though, the Hamilton Ticats need a bigger rush. Grover Covington has 2 sacks, and he leads the ball club in that way. Ben Zambiazzi has moved back from his outside spot to the middle linebacking spot, and these are the two guys really that have to put the pressure on.
As far as the Saskatchewan Roughriders go for 1985, Joe Paupow definitely the story, averaging almost 400 yards per game passing. But Joe has a bit of a calf injury, and we're not certain at this point if he's going to be able to go the distance. Tremendous stats to start this season, so we may see Homer Jordan if Joe is not healthy enough.
Well, Joe has moved the ball extremely well, as I say, between the 20-yard lines. He's only thrown for 4 touchdown passes, but he is the leader in the Canadian Football League. They'd like to keep him in there as long as possible. Homer Jordan, on the other hand, a great running threat, and has been slated, actually, starting 1985 to be the #1 quarterback for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But Joe Paupow stepped in when he was injured in preseason, and he just hasn't been able to get him out of the lineup.
Of course, the Hamilton Tiger Cats do like playing at Taylor Field. You recall last year they came in here, they knocked off the Riders, knocked Saskatchewan right out of the playoff picture in the West, and then they went on to the Grey Cup themselves. They haven't lost here since 1982. Should be a good one tonight, Hamilton and Saskatchewan.
This CFL telecast is brought to you by Carling O'Keefe Sports, bringing the sports world home to you.
Ken Lazaruk is the head official tonight here at Taylor Field as we get set for this contest between the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Saskatchewan Roughriders. And, of course, all games in this weekend number 6 in the CFL are interlocking. As you take a look at the East Division standings, Toronto's big win last night over the Edmonton Eskimos, led by Mike Hohensee. They knock off the Eskimos and move into a first-place tie with Montreal. They'll meet next Friday night on CTV's Friday Night Football in the Western Division standings. You see how important this game is to Saskatchewan. They could move into a 3-way tie for second place with a victory here tonight. Dave Ridgway will kick it off for Saskatchewan from his own 45 as this football game is now underway. And it'll be Howard Fields from his own 2-yard line on the return. Oh, he's got good blocking and a lane up the sidelines. And Fran McDermott finally brings him down near the 40-yard line. A 37-yard return by Howard Fields and the Hamilton Tiger Cat offense.
Watch a great block by Poncho James, number 34, leading his teammate up the field. McDermott makes a tackle finally at just about the 39. So Hamilton, pretty good field position. Wind will be a factor in this ball game as far as the kicking game is concerned, but they've been throwing it very well in the pregame warm-up.
Led by quarterback Ken Hobart. 1st and 10, Tiger Cats from their own 39. The handoff into the middle goes absolutely nowhere as Billy Jackson was there to stop Poncho James. He actually did pick up a couple of yards on the play with his 2nd down and 8. Poncho James coming into the ball game with 153 yards rushing. He got 120 of those against Montreal last week.
Not a bad night. As you look at that defensive unit who has put a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterback so far.
8 sacks last week against Calgary. Hobart in a bit of trouble, and now here's his running ability. It's wide open for him. He's going to go a long way. Needs a block against Eddie Ray Walker, and he's down inside the Saskatchewan 25.
Well, Dale, we talked about right before the ball game the fact that Saskatchewan wanted to contain Hobart. They also have to keep their lanes. You'll see Rick Goltz, the middle guard on the play, get driven right out to the outside and did not get back. He runs away from Kenny Lowe, number 42, and this kid can scamper.
44 yards that time for Ken Hobart. He had 59 yards rushing against Montreal last week. 1st down, he pitches to James, and Billy Jackson is there again to put the stop on James. Right at the line of scrimmage, which is the Saskatchewan 24. He may have lost a little bit on the play.
Yeah, that's typical of what happens a lot of times when they're so concerned with containment. They expect that Cedric Kelly and Billy Jackson, 48 and 45, the linebackers, will keep Hobart on the inside, but you still got to get those people up in the middle there who are going to keep their lanes. Great run.
Daryl Toussaint is the newcomer in the Riders secondary. Kenny Hinton broke the collarbone last week in Calgary. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Wayne Lee. And he was looking directly into the sun. I'm not sure if that caused a problem for him, but it looked like a catchable ball.
Dale, that is the worst spot on the field. He looks back to the northwest here. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but Wayne Lee has had excellent hands. He's only had 7 receptions for 76 yards so far this year, but they say he's going to be a good one.
So after the big run of 44 yards by Ken Hobart, putting it into Saskatchewan territory, they call upon Bertie Ruoff on 3rd down and about 10.5 yards to go. And Bertie will try from 32 yards out. With Jet Tepler doing the holding. It is wide to the right. This is Fran McDermott deep in the end zone, and he will give up the single point. So the Tiger Cats managed to open the scoring, but the Saskatchewan Roughriders come out of that one good as they only allow a single on the missed field goal by Ruoff.
Well, if Al is down there at field level, maybe he can give us an update on just how much those wind conditions will affect this ball game. Al, what do you think?
Actually, the wind is not as much a factor as the sun is right now. Frank, you alluded to that point. Saskatchewan are going into that sun, and it's going to be very difficult for them to receive punts and, for that matter, even follow the ball.
And the Rider receiving corps, Joe Papa, as we mentioned, a bit of a leg injury. We don't know how mobile or how long he'll last. He throws this one up for Chris DeFrance. 1st down at the Hamilton 45-yard line against Howard Fields. DeFrance, they were hoping he'd have a big game, and they started off with a pass to DeFrance.
Dale, one of the things the Ticats have lacked is a rush. They put Franklin King in there now, a veteran on the CFL who's back, and he puts a pretty good rush on Joe Papa. Watch him coming from the top of your screen. He's number 78, takes that inside mark and gets a good shot on Joe after he delivered the football. A 30-yard gain, however, for Chris DeFrance.
Jocko was telling me before the game that he figured Hamilton would key on Ellis and Elgard, and he hoped that DeFrance would come open. Pow going for the wide receiver Stefan Jones down there at the 10-yard line, and he overthrew him. Fields again, the defender, he got a hand on it. Jack Goda with a 2-2 record coming into this ball game.
Joe game for Jocko tonight. His brother and parents are up here from Ironwood, Michigan. Mom and Dad, well into their 80s, still enjoying coming up to Canadian football.
Pow out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Oh, he threw it. It was almost picked off by Les Brown, number 15. The intended receiver is Stu Fraser, number 11. And that'll bring up 3rd down. So each offense has had one big gain so far, and then the drive has stalled. And we'll get a look at Dave Ridgway now. He'll try a field goal for Saskatchewan. Hobart on the phone for the spotters upstairs. And this will be a 52-yarder by Ridgway, and that would equal his longest of the season. Little snap, Fraser gets it pinned, and it is no good. It hit the upright and bounced back. It dead ball. So it's a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Hamilton Tiger Cats over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, we talked about Mr. and Mrs. Gata being in the stands here tonight, all the way from Ironwood, Michigan. There they are, all bundled up. I'm sure they feel like for an August football game, but it is a bit chilly here in Taylor Field. Nice to see them here.
And I guess they plan to travel on up to Calgary and then on into Edmonton. They plan to be up there when Saskatchewan plays against the Eskimos on the 23rd of August. They're going to be visiting with Jocko for a few weeks now. It's first down for the Tiger Cats from their own 25-yard line. Hobart intended for Rocky DiPietro, and he was hit immediately by Daryl Tucson, an ex-Stampeder, playing his first game with Saskatchewan. It'll be second down and 10. Tucson activated for this game with the injury to Kenny Hinton, and Eddie Ray Walker moved out to replace Hinton on the corner, and Tucson takes over from Walker at inside halfback. Second down at 10, Hamilton.
Inside counter.
Poncho James slipped a couple of tackles, then lost the football. But the Hamilton Tiger Cats got it back, although they'll be well short of any first down yardage, and they'll have to punt the ball away.
Good job by Doolin avoiding the... Oh, it wasn't Doolin either. It was number 48, Cedric Keller, avoiding the intended trap on the play. So Hamilton will have to kick it away. It's about 3rd and 6. We're just 5 minutes into this ball game, and Ticats have a 1-0 lead on a Ruoff missed field goal.
You know, Frank and Dale, kind of ironic having that ball, that attempt kick hit the crossbar. Didn't we have Tom Dixon hit the crossbar in Toronto last night, too? Very ironic.
You're right. Here's the punt by Bernie Ruoff, pushing Fran McDermott back to his own 25. Tried to turn the corner and slipped at the 31-yard line, where he is pinned by Ed Gadavakis. So the Rough Riders have the ball back after a 56-yard punt and a 5-yard return, and the Tiger Cats out in front 1-0, and we have 9:55 remaining in the opening quarter.
Really good crowd here tonight, Dale. A beautiful evening, as it turned out. It rained in Regina this morning. It was a little bit breezy. We thought the weather might be inclement, but such is not the case. It's an absolutely glorious night, and I would say in excess of 24,000. Big crowd.
Franklin King, and the guy we mentioned before, put good pressure on Joe Powell. Powell, the only newcomer in that front four.
Powell across the middle to Craig Ellis. There's a penalty marker down. Ellis has first down yardage as he's caught from behind at the 45. Mathis, the newcomer, a linebacker, making the tackle for the Tiger Cats. But I think Chris DeFrance went across the line of scrimmage early.
Seen Ellis sneak just underneath the linebackers there as they were dropping back. I think this Mathis is going to be a good one. He's played both in the NFL and the United Football League, and he's got the mobility. Craig Ellis has been just an outstanding offensive performer in his career, both with Calgary and Saskatchewan in the CFL.
First down repeated.
The call is holding against Saskatchewan. Mathis, as you can see, highlighted there as a newcomer in the defensive linebacking core of the Ticats. And there's your defensive backs. And Les Brown has just got an outstanding start for the Ticats. 3 interceptions, 24 tackles, block kick.
Intended receiver was Stefan Jones, and Les Brown was the defender on the play. Jones had slipped, and it goes incomplete. It'll be second down and 15. The Riders from their own 27-yard line. Al did mention that it rained earlier today. It could be in spots that this turf is a little slick. It is well worn down over the years, and could have some spots where there's quite a bit of moisture still in it.
You can see from those shadows just the effect of the sunshine. It could be quite dramatic.
Pow finds Stu Fraser at the 40-yard line. He's very close to first down yardage, but again, there's a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a motion call, I'm sure, against the Riders. Dale, it's interesting how Jocko has his wide receivers sometimes, but normally his inside receivers going in motion, flying downfield before that ball is snapped. It has to be timed out perfectly. That time, I think they were just a little bit too quick, but he feels it gives those receivers just that much of an extra edge.
Saskatchewan, number 11. Second down, repeat it.
Fraser, and he was going forward when that ball was thrown, or when that ball was snapped. Jocko says it turns a 4-8 guy into about a 4-5, so he's looking for any edge he can.
Keep an eye on Pau Pau. I think he re-injured that calf muscle a little bit more on that play. He's fairly mobile, though, for a guy who didn't practice all week.
Second down and 20 for the Riders. Out of the shotgun once more, and he'll put it up deep. Michael Elarm's a little stutter move against Brown, and he almost got him behind him, but the ball was overthrown. That'll bring up third down, and Terry Leschuk will come in to punt the ball away.
Great delayed blitz by the Ticats with Mathis. If we start this up right now, you'll see just the front four are coming at the initial instance. And you stop it right there, you'll see Mathis coming from the top. Made Joe throw that ball maybe just a little bit further than he wanted to throw it. He had hands up in his face.
Big rush. Good punt by Leschuk. Bennett from inside his own 40, and the coverage is good downfield quickly at the 45-yard line. So that holds the return to 7 yards, a 50-yard punt. Vic Stevenson made the tackle. We have a 1-0 game. Hamilton leading Saskatchewan. Back in a moment. Tiger Cats with the ball back for the third time. They lead it 1-0 on a single by Ruoff. Hobart, the quarterback, his second start in a row. James and Graffy in the backfield. The receiving core, one new starter, Wayne Lee, who of course is not new, but is replacing Rufus Crawford in the slot back position. And there's a look at the offensive line, which is really completely changed around from last year. And that offensive line doesn't at all look like Hamilton's offensive line from 1984. First down, Hobart just dumps it off to Graffy. Big number 32 takes it across midfield down to the Saskatchewan 51-yard line and has a first down where Eddie Lowe made the stop on number 42.
First down. Well, so far, I think Hobart's shown a lot of maturity, taking what they're giving him, and the big play of the ball game, of course, so far is when he took off for that big 44-yard gain himself.
Tiger Cats first down, Saskatchewan 51, straight ahead. Hand off to Poncho James. Not a lot of running room for James so far tonight. It's about his third or fourth carry, and this time he picks up a couple. He's carried 4 times for a total of 3 yards, -3. So it's second down and 8. Hamilton at the Saskatchewan 49. Graffy now lines up in the slot left. Hobart with the fake to James. And Steve Stapler was the intended receiver, and he never saw the football.
Sure
that could be the Sunfield again.
If you look back on those shadows now, we give you a little wider picture, you'll see what Stapler was. The problem he had, the shadows are extremely long and faced right towards where Stapler was looking back into that sunshine. Just no chance at all for the leading receiver of the Ticats to make that reception. That problem will be over very shortly.
The Saskatchewan punt returners now are looking at that sun as Ruoff punts it. Dermott as it bounces into the end zone, it'll be a single point. So it's now a 2-0 ball game in favor of the Hamilton Tiger Cats over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And we have 6 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. And of course, there's one more CFL game this weekend. That's coming up tomorrow afternoon. Pat and Leif and Bill are in Calgary getting ready for the Concords to do battle with the Stampeders tomorrow afternoon.
Dale, I think there's somebody else we should mention. You know, the CFCN crew out of Calgary do such a great job of providing the pictures for us and the audio. And boy, they've got a big job in front of them. They've got to break down here tonight, get all the way to Calgary and get set up. Good luck, guys, and thanks for all your help throughout the year.
Riders from their own 35, and Ellis is nailed right at the line of scrimmage, and in there quickly for Hamilton. Walker, number 61, defensive tackle.
good front four, you know, and I think Franklin King, with the addition of King, that they should be about as good as anybody in the Eastern Division of the CFL up front.
2nd and 10. Defense. First down, Saskatchewan, 48-yard line. The tackle immediately by Mark Streeter. Pickup of close to 13 yards for DeFrance.
First down, Saskatchewan.
Well, Joe likes looking for those inside receivers. DeFrance, number 20, and of course Ray Elgard, who's had such an outstanding beginning in '85 with 34 catches. But DeFrance makes some big ones from time to time. Put it anywhere near him, he'll get after it. 5 minutes left now in the first quarter. 2-0 to the Ticats.
He doesn't run all that great at the best of times, and operating with a bit of a leg injury, he managed to pick up about 7 yards on the play. It was Zambiasi there to pin him just inside Hamilton territory.
I think this was just so wide open. Joe felt he had to take it as nobody was up the middle. Good protection by his offensive line, which over the past couple of years has, has allowed the fewest sacks in the Canadian Football League. Joe does not want to take off with it very often.
It's 2nd down. Over 2 yards to go. Elgard. 10-yard line. Finally stopped by Gerald Best. 44-yard gain. 2nd and short. And he got Elgard in behind the secondaries.
Well, what a great play. Kenny Moore. See that Kenny Moore, the up back there, going out to block. He slips out as a potential receiver to the outside, and Elgard takes off down the field. He had 2 receivers wide open. Joe, fortunately, found the deep one. You see Kenny Moore was wide open as well out in the flat. But big play for the Riders as they get a first down inside the 10.
Back to the live action. Pow to Ellis. Touchdown, Saskatchewan. A 10-yard scoring play. The Riders go on top.
Well, that's scoring quick from a 2nd and 1 into the end zone, and 2 plays. Only the 5th touchdown pass that Joe Paopao has thrown out of 124 completions coming into the ball game tonight. They've had trouble getting it in the end zone, but not that time.
So Ridgway's on for the conversion. It is good. The Riders had the ball for 2 minutes, 53 seconds, and they have now taken the lead over the Hamilton Tiger Cats, 7-2. And we'll be back in just a moment. Craig Ellis with the touchdown, putting the Saskatchewan Roughriders in front of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And for Ellis, that's his 4th touchdown of the year, but it's his first touchdown pass reception of the season. The other 3 rushing touchdowns. Paopao now 4 out of 8 for 97. With his 4th throw, including that touchdown. The kickoff by Ridgway. Fields again, 2-yard line on the return. And again, he's looking for that sideline, but this time he got tripped up by Scott Reddle, number 69. And he is stopped at the 25-yard line. 23-yard return by Fields, and you're looking at Scott Reddle, thanks to ISO man Fred Fleming.
Way to go, Freddie.
Number
Scott
69.
gets down there and just blows by a couple of people to get in on the action there. Good play. All the way down and stops him at the 25-yard line. So with 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter, that's where Hamilton will scrimmage the football.
Hobart. Whoa, he got away from Doolin. Quick move by Hobart, but Cedric Kelly, number 48, catches up to him.
Well, Kelly's there for containment, and Lowe's coming from the inside, 42. The initial pressure by Doolin. That's why this ball club has been successful defensively when they've shut down people. Big pressure. Watch Doolin, number 70. Hobart actually does a great job of getting away from him there as he spun to his left side. But the 2 linebackers of Saskatchewan, you see Lowe, 42. Kelly coming from behind. The loss is going to be about 4 yards.
2nd down, 14, facing Hobart and the Tiger Cats. Great protection. Penalty marker is down. Stapler's open, and he's got the pass up at the 46-yard line, tackled immediately by Eddie Ray Walker. But there is a penalty marker back at the line of scrimmage. They're going to wipe this big gain out.
Oh, boy, that easily would have been a first down for the Ticats. Holding will be the call.
Eddie Ray Walker is playing the left corner spot defensively for Saskatchewan. Terry Irvin has moved over to the right corner.
Holding, Hamilton, 58, second down.
Jason Riley. Costly penalty. They could have been first down at their own 46. Instead, they're second down and about 24 yards to go back at their own 11. Hobart. Nobody there except Terry Irvin. And it goes as a long incompletion. It'll bring on the punting unit.
Well, they're trying desperately to get to the outside, and Cedric Kelly was really complaining that he was held. Watch Kelly now. He's number 48. His responsibility is to get out here as far as he can, make sure that that quarterback does not get to the outside. Pressure can come from the inside with Lowe, but watch Cedric Kelly, 48. He gets to the outside, and Graffy tries to stop it there. Graffy puts a pretty good block on him right there. Doolin pressured from the inside, but Kelly was complaining about being held.
What's the hit by Eddie Lowe?
You'll remember Turner Gill getting a shot like that right here at Taylor Field a few weeks ago.
From Eddie Lowe. Here's Fraser, and he slips right at the Hamilton 53-yard line. Pinned immediately by David Sauvé. 43-yard punt, 4-yard return. Great field position, Saskatchewan. First down at the Hamilton 53 with 1:44 left.
Yeah, a lot of slipping on that field out there so far this evening. I don't think it was the rain that we had last night, but that Rider Pride emblem in the middle of the field is rather hard compared to the rest of the field. You'll watch as Stu slips on it. I believe it's right there on that mark.
Yeah.
You've commented about that before. Saskatchewan's not been able to do much about it.
If they could find a way to get rid of it, I think they would have taken it off 2 years ago, but I think it's on there permanently now. Harbaugh just dumps it off to safety valve Ken Moore, and he gets to near the 45-yard line of Hamilton for a pickup of close to 8 yards. Zambiazzi and Mathis were there to make the tackle. Mathis, the newcomer, of course, a 6-year pro out of Oklahoma, has NFL, USFL experience. Stapler and Hobart talking things over offensively.
Kenny Moore's too big to be doing that dancing down there. At 6'4", 225 pounds, he should be running over those people downfield.
Jocko loves the way Kenny Moore in the backfield neutralizes a defensive end or a linebacker. And he got out in front of Craig Ellis and led the way that time for a first down, Saskatchewan.
Just a classic play with your lead back, fullback, and offensive guard coming up there. Watch more now. Freddie Fleming has it for you once again. He, along with Neil Quilter, just led Ellis up the field, and well, that was just a perfect running offensive play for Saskatchewan and a first down.
Kenny Moore has yet to run the ball from scrimmage, although he has caught 4 passes this year. First down, Riders. Hamilton 40, Pow almost picked off by Gerald Bess, who led the league last year with 12 interceptions. The pass intended for Michael Elarm, so we have a penalty marker down. It's interference, Hamilton. And it's not against Bess. It happened someplace else on the field.
Well, I'll tell you, that ball should have been caught by Bess. He's had only 1 interception this year. Let's listen.
Pass interference, number 36 Hamilton, first down.
John Priestner. Obviously against one of the inside receivers.
John, of course, the outside linebacker, and once again, we'll bring it back for you. Well, I don't know if that was the interference or not. Certainly Streeter blasted.
First down, Riders. Pass intended for Ray Elgard, a little bit behind him. And that'll bring to an end the first quarter here at Taylor Field. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders will be looking at 2nd and 10. They lead it 7-2 over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Okay, we're back at Taylor Field. Saskatchewan Roughrider fans want to
Say
say hello to some relatives in Ontario. It's 2nd and 10, Saskatchewan. The ball at the Hamilton 35. Into the middle to Denny Ferdinand, who's now into the ball game for the first time in place of Ken Moore, and he's got first down yardage. As we take a look at our Chevrolet first quarter stats, and a big edge yardage-wise. Saskatchewan 118 yards, Hamilton net yardage 50, and Ken Hobart had 44 in one run.
In the one run, that's right. They've obviously lost 2 yards running the football besides that occasion. Mitchell Price almost knocked that football down. Ferdinand made the reception, but it is a first down for Saskatchewan once again.
Kenny Moore back into the ball game, 1st and 10. Penalty marker is down. Stephan Jones, end zone, touchdown, but I don't know if it's going to count. There's a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage.
What a beautiful throw to Stephan Jones.
Hamilton, touchdown Saskatchewan. Stephan Jones gets his first touchdown of the year.
I'll tell you, Dale, this ball is absolutely perfect. Al Bruno a little concerned on that tight cat side of the field.
Offside, Hamilton,
Watch where
65.
this ball is
decline.
delivered by Joe Powell. Just a quick pump fake, a lot of time to throw it, and it's thrown perfectly. Joe, as we mentioned, had only 4 touchdown passes in the entire year going into this ball game. He's got 2 already in the first 16 minutes.
Dave Ridgway converts the touchdown by Stephan Jones. 24-yard score, giving the Saskatchewan Roughriders a 14-2 lead over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. A drive that started in the first quarter, and the Riders took 2 minutes and 44 seconds to put it in the end zone.
You know, Al, we were talking to Jack Otta before the football game, and he said that he really needed to get Homer Jordan in the ball game more often, but the way Joe is going, I don't know if we're going to see much of him.
Well, you're right, Frank. For a guy with a wonky leg, he's doing a heck of a job out there. I'm sure Homer's disappointed, but only partially, because Joe is really leading the Riders now.
What a great throw.
Stephan Jones, who was a quarterback for 3 years at Central Michigan, and then he was converted to a wide receiver his final year.
They're actually excellent coverage by Les Brown, who I mentioned has had a great start already in 1985. Couldn't have been much closer to it.
Ridgway's kickoff. Macho James at the 9. Made a great move to get past Darrell Toussaint, and then is bounced out of bounds by Robert Reed, number 19, at the 28-yard line. So it's a return of 19 yards. Robert Reed gets congratulated after putting the hit on Pancho James.
And watch the hit. That'll get him out of bounds.
So the Tiger Cats trailing by 12 are 1st and 10 from their own 28. Robert Reed pleased with himself, the second-year man of the Simon Fraser. Pancho James on the draw. Billy Jackson and Eddie Lowe stack it up at about the 32.5-yard line. Has a gain of close to 5 on the play. We'll give them 4, 2nd down and 6.
Well, James tries to cheat out a little wider on this play. You can see it coming because Hobart rolls out there trying to do this, just kind of a little counter action coming back this way, just to buy a little more time for Hobart when he does not give him the ball and rolls out that way. It has not been effective so far. Linebackers have stayed at home pretty good for Saskatchewan.
Routine on Hobart. He throws the ball up. It's intercepted by Fran McDermott. Should never have thrown the football. The Riders have it at the Hamilton 26-yard line. Fran McDermott's first interception of the year, and he returns it 18 yards.
You're absolutely right, Dale. Watch the pressure by Lowe, number 42. The youngster is under the grass when he lets go of the football. He's being spun around and throws it up for grabs.
Oh, Hobart would like to have that one back, Frank.
Oh, he was a good 10 yards from his receiver, and, you know, I guess we have to say it, a bit of a rookie mistake, and it could cost the Ticats dearly right here as they trail 14-2 already.
Down Saskatchewan from the 26. Powell going into the end zone for Stephan Jones. A little too far. Jones had tried to drive Brown inside and then head back to the corner. Timing just a little bit off on that one. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Jocko very pleased with what's happening out there, obviously, as these Ticats came into Taylor Field last year and blew away the Riders and knocked them right out of the playoffs in doing so. McDermott you're looking at with his...
They blew them away even worse the year before. They ran up 50 points against Saskatchewan 2 years ago. Papa looking for the first down, gets it to Elgard. There's a penalty marker down, and Elgard stopped at the 10. Howard Fields is complaining about something. Zambiasi making the tackle. There is a penalty marker down.
And Mathis and Craig Ellis were really going at it downfield. Mathis, a new linebacker, 43. Craig Ellis, of course, number 33. It may be against Mathis.
Franklin King is shaken up on the play. Let's go to Al.
Well, there's a look at Kenny Hobart. What an up-and-down career he's had. He was very coveted by the Edmonton Eskimos, as you'll recall.
Number 15,
they did everything to get him to sign with them, but as it turned out, he gravitated to the USFL, an ill-fated move, but now he ends up in the CFL anyway with Hamilton, and of course that led to the Eskimo signing Damon Allen. It's funny how the tides of football can change.
16-yard gain for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That penalty was against Hamilton. Franklin King, the injured ball player. Okay, King is back up. His first game with Hamilton. I just want to remind you of the big game next Friday night on CTV. Toronto Argonauts, the Montreal Concords, the Big O. First place on the line in that one in the Eastern Division.
Pat Marsden, Luke Pedersen, and Bill Stevenson will bring you that one. Across the country on Friday Night Football.
And the end zone over the head of the intended receiver, Ray Elgard. First down for the Riders at the 10-yard line.
Joe very upset with himself because Elgard was wide open for that throw, and Joe overthrew him rather badly.
Franklin King's injury was only turf toe. Another complaint about the artificial turf. He banged his foot, and of course your toe jams into your shoe and gives you a little discomfort, but he'll be back.
Looks like Stu Fraser, number 11, came in with a play from the bench, replacing Chris DeFrance for the 2nd down play from the 10-yard line. Riders trying to put it in the end zone and take advantage of the interception by Fran McDermott. Powell gets outside, then throws an interception to Paul Bennett, and he could take it all the way back.
Paul is going to go 110 yards. Nobody is going to catch him. The leading punt returner in the history of Canadian football has got one of the biggest interception returns for a major in the history of the game. That is not a record, but it is very, very good play by the veteran Paul Bennett. 9 years in the Canadian Football League. A lot of people thought he was washed up when Al Bruno gave him a chance, and Joe Powell delivered it right to the veteran safety, looking for Ray Elgard right at the goal line. And Bennett goes 110 yards to change the complexion of this ball game around completely.
His second interception of the year. Powell throwing it into a crowd. There's 3 Tiger Cats around Ray Elgard right at the goal line. Bennett returns it for the major. Courtney Ruoff in to convert the touchdown, and boy, how quickly things turn around. It is now Saskatchewan 14, Hamilton 9. And we'll be back in just a moment. We have 11 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and a 109-yard interception return by Paul Bennett for a touchdown for Hamilton. This is our CFL poll for tonight. The question, should more Canadians... Oh, I'm sorry. This is the response to last night's call. Poll, should more Canadians be added to the roster? Of course, overwhelmingly in favor of that. Tonight's question, should the penalty for no yards be more severe? We'll get back to that in just a moment. Here's the kickoff by the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and Michael Elarms on the return. Penalty marker is down, and Elarms is into Hamilton territory to about the 53-yard line. Steve Jackson and Rocky DiPietro making the tackle. A return of 46 yards. Denny Ferdinand on the return, number 30, not Michael Elarms, instead of 80.
Ferdinand has not played that much in this ball game, mostly on specialty teams, but I think we're going to have a blocking infraction against the Riders. They're going to bring the ball all the way back to the 25-yard line, as Denny had put the Riders in excellent field position. Oh, the infraction apparently occurred at the 25-yard line, so The Riders will go all the way back to their 15. Let's listen.
League block, number 11, Saskatchewan. First down.
Stu Fraser. All right, let's get back to our question for tonight. Should the penalty for no yards be more severe? The numbers to call.
Bill, I think the reason for the question is should the punt receiver be protected more? And that's the easiest way to protect him.
Joe Pow on first down. Threw it away. Being pursued by Mitchell Price, and there was nobody near the ball when Pow was hit.
Great block by Ken Moore. If we start that up right now, you'll see big number 74 cracking down from the outside. Stop it right there. There's Moore, and he gave Pow a lot of time to throw the football. And by the way, on that interception return, it was ruled officially 109 yards for Paul Bennett. That is not anywhere close to a record. Neil Beaumont set the record for the BC Lions, 120 yards on an interception return. But regardless of that, Al Bruno and the Hamilton Tigers are quite happy with Paul Bennett and his 109-yarder.
Pow steps up, dumps it off to Craig Ellis, made a couple of nice moves and picked up about 8 yards on the play. Franklin King finally got back there to stop him. He's short of the first down, and the punting unit will come on for Saskatchewan.
Frank Bennett's run back might not be a record, but it's a heck of an average.
That's right. Paul had one interception coming into tonight, so I don't know what he returned that one, Al, but I guarantee it wasn't that far. Good hustle by King to get back there and stop that play for less than a first down. That's right back in this ball game with 10 minutes remaining in the first half.
Punt by Terry Leschuk, taken by Wayne Lee. They reverse to Les Brown. He just got the handoff to Brown before Ray Elgard hit Wayne Lee, and Brown is still going. He's inside the Saskatchewan 40-yard line. A great return for the Hamilton Tiger Cats because they'll have excellent field position thanks to the efforts of Wayne Lee and Les Brown. 14-9, Riders leading. We'll be back in just a moment. 9 minutes, 48 seconds remaining until halftime. Saskatchewan in front of Hamilton. 14-9, but the Tiger Cats following the big punt return between Wayne Lee and Les Brown on the reverse. Having first and 10 at the Saskatchewan 38-yard line. What happened between these two clubs last year. Hamilton rallied to tie in Hamilton and then whacked Saskatchewan here and knocked the Riders out of the playoff. Poncho James, Rick Goldson and company tie him up. Gary Friesen was also there. May have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. Just getting back to the Paul Bennett interception return for a touchdown. His first career touchdown. 109-yard interception
I didn't know that. You know, that's not even a club record, apparently. The Saskatchewan club record is 119 yards. So Paul just put 6 points on the board.
Second down and almost a full 10 yards to go for the Tiger Cats. With a swing pass, that ball looked like it could have been a lateral. There's a penalty marker down anyway, intended for Poncho James.
Holding against Ticats. Well, what do you do here, Dale? Do you take the penalty and put him back at the 44-yard line, possibly out of field goal range, or do you let them try it from right here?
No, I would push him back because of Bernie Ruoff. He may have missed one earlier, but I'd push him back and get him in a second and real long situation, which they've done.
Holding. Hamilton, 62. Second down, repeated.
Penalty against John Malinowski, the right offensive tackle. So now it's second down and 20 yards to go. The ball at the Saskatchewan 47. Need the defense to come up with the right play here now, too. Wide open is Stapler, and Hobart just didn't get the ball to him at the 30-yard line. If he would have been tackled, they would have been short of the first down, but it certainly would have been in field goal range. Walker providing the coverage.
Bill, I think I said Ryder club record. Actually a Ticat club record, obviously, with Bennett's return. You know, guys, Porter had that 119-yarder for their club record. Yes, Al.
In fairness to Hobart, boy, that son is in a brutal position right now for a quarterback going the direction he's going. It's very difficult, I'm sure, to pick out your receivers looking right dead into it.
So Ruoff will punt now on 3rd and 20 from the Saskatchewan 47. Angling it for the far side. Stu Fraser in the end zone. And it'll bounce right out of bounds, and it'll be a single point for the Tiger Cats. It's now a 14-10 ball game. We have 8 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and we'll be right back to Taylor Field in just a moment. 4-point lead for the Riders over the Tiger Cats. Saskatchewan with the football, and of course Paul Bennett's 109-yard interception return for a touchdown gives him an edge in the defensive game star nominees, and of course we'll have the offensive and defensive Carling O'Keefe game stars at the conclusion of tonight's contest. Stay tuned for that.
You can see from that angle the brightness of the sun that these players have to look at from certain angles.
First down, Saskatchewan, following the single by Ruoff. Pow. Whoa. Looked like Bennett had a shot at another interception, trying to go to Ray Elgard.
Well, Joe got that ball up where Elgard could have caught it. I think it would have been picked off by Bennett. Joe was throwing that ball while he was still backing up, and Elgard was not open.
Joe shouldn't do that.
Well, not if you're going to try to throw deep. I mean, you got to put something on that ball. What a turnaround for Al Bruno and his troops as Paul Bennett runs back a 109-yard interception. There's Leo Ezrins, 7-year linebacking veteran.
Not starting tonight. He's got a bit of a bruised shoulder. Reggie Mathis is starting in his spot. Pawpaw does a good job and then almost threw it right into the arms of Howard Fields. Stepped away from the rush. And Joe's a little slow getting up.
I don't know if Joe's leg is bothering him a bit now. It didn't appear to be, as he was very adroit in buying some time, getting away from that rush, but he certainly was very slow getting up. Maybe just disappointed in himself in the last 2 or 3 throws.
Much healthier punting average in the last 2 ball games. Howard Fields from the 30-yard line, and there's an opening right up the middle. Finally, Robert Reed got over there to bring down Fields at the Hamilton 54-yard line. So Hamilton has had a couple of good run backs here in the first half. This one was 26 yards.
It's a little unusual, too, against the Riders specialty teams. They do a good job normally. 7:25 remains now in this first half. It's a 14-0 lead by the hometown Saskatchewan Roughriders here at Taylor Field.
James takes the handoff, and he is wrapped up by Jerry Friesen after a gain of close to 3 yards on the play. They pushed him way back onto the Hamilton side of midfield, but they'll spot it at the Saskatchewan 53.5-yard line.
Those quick inside counters and traps that Hamilton came into the ballgame thinking they could run because of that great mobility of the Rider linebackers just haven't worked. They've stayed home very well.
Second down and 7. Marker down.
Rick Moan is offside, number 76.
It looked like the offensive tackle came up out of his stance early. Kerry Elarenko.
Elarenko, you may be right. Drew more offside. That is what it is, a motion call. Elarenko there, number 69, and Moore 76. Watch 69 move first. There he is. That is illegal motion.
Legal procedure. Hamilton 69.
All right. Call it procedure.
Decline. Third down.
As Daryl Toussaint, 21, blitzing halfback, getting through there to put the stop on Hobart. They decline the penalty and take the sack by Toussaint, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 13 yards to go, and so Ruoff will be punting from his side of midfield.
Well, I think finally we've gotten rid of any problem that the sun may have been creating for the intended receivers. It's gone down just a little bit here, and the Prairies of Saskatchewan.
Good punt by Ruoff. Driving McDermott back into the end zone, and he just lets it bounce around. It's heading out of bounds again. Another single point for Ruoff.
Bernie's adding to his punting average here, that's for sure.
76-yard single. It's now 14-11. Saskatchewan leading with 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
One thing about
Homer
Bernie
Jordan.
Ruoff, he's an amazing guy. He disdains the kicking net that almost all the other kickers use. He just goes out and does his job.
Homer Jordan is now in at quarterback for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Bernie, they were talking about him in the local paper here, Dale, and somebody accused him of being a bit of a flake. He said, no, I'm not a flake. I'm just a bit of a loner because I got to practice alone. But flake, no way.
Homer Jordan's going to get his first real serious action of the 1985 season, and he threw at the last second to Chris DeFrance. It goes incomplete. Streeter providing the coverage on DeFrance. Pressure from up front, Mathis.
Good pass, actually. DeFrance had a chance to catch that one. Mathis did put on good pressure. He shows a great mobility. His first game in there for the Ticats. He's number 43 at that linebacking spot. Last played with the New Orleans Saints.
Second down and 10. Jordan throws complete to Michael Elarms. He's got speed if he can get into open territory. He's got a first down anyway. He's at the Hamilton 54. A pickup of 19 yards.
Oh, boy, did he work with that football once he made that reception.
Best made the tackle.
Good pressure once again on Jordan. He dumped the ball off just at the last moment. As you look at Joe Pauw, I don't think any question that he could come back into this football game, but he was running into a bit of a bad time there for a moment. So with 5 minutes remaining in the first half, Homer Jordan is coming in for the Riders.
Pauw out of the ball game right now. Completed 9 out of 20. Craig Ellis, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Ben Zambiazzi and Mathis were both there.
Dale, for an update on Joe Pauw, he is having discomfort with that calf muscle again, and they've decided to rest him for the rest of this half and then take a look at how things stand going into the second half. And of course, it'll be determined probably by how Homer Jordan performs.
Pauw threw 2 touchdown passes, and of course he had 1 interception. Go for a 109-yard touchdown the other way by Paul Bennett. Second down for the Riders. Jordan looking, and he got away from the rush. But here's John Priestner moving over to wipe out Jordan at the sidelines near the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up third down.
Pressure on Jordan. He gets the ball just to midfield. So with 4 minutes left in this first half, Saskatchewan will have to kick it away once again.
Leschuk's punt going to Paul Bennett at his own 13, and he's out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Scott Reddle was there along with Mike Anderson. A return of 10 yards after a 42-yard punt. The CFL poll tonight, should the penalty for no yards on punt returns be changed, of course.
What's your view, Dale?
Well, that's always a touchy subject because I've always agreed in those windy days out here that they should wipe out that no yards penalty because you get that ball bouncing around. I really don't want to see it more severe than it is now.
Well, Jocko has a great story about that, as you know.
Hobart goes down. He is belted by Cedric Kelly, number 48, for a loss of about 5 yards.
As you know, Jocko says when he doesn't agree with calling a no-yards penalty, if there's no attempt to make a tackle on the punt receiver, he says it's the only game in the world where the ball is rolling around the field and people are running away like it's a live hand grenade. And he's right on those windy days, but our viewers across the country may have a different viewpoint. Maybe they think it should be extended.
Darrell Toussaint, the injured rider.
Well, I like this linebacking core, Dale, of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They're just all over the field with Cedric Keller, number 48, and Billy Jackson, 45 on the outside. Eddie Lowe, 42, who you've seen a lot in the first half of this ball game, and Jerry Friesen, number 50, who sometimes comes out of the ball game for a 6th defensive back. Jocko likes to see 6 people back there in obvious passing situations.
Of course, the Riders have 3 more linebackers that are currently injured in James Capers and Richard White and Jeff Roberts. 2 of the 3 will get back this year. White is gone for the season with an Achilles tendon tear. Almost intercepted by Dave Singh, number 22, who's not in there as the 6th DB right now. He's in there replacing Darrell Toussaint. We have 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Saskatchewan has a 14-11 lead over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. They're saying almost intercepting Ken Hobart. This is CTV CFL action. Bernie Ruoff set to punt once more. Hangs it high. Fran McDermott in his own 49-yard line. He finds an opening. McDermott is down to the Hamilton 37. Steve Jackson making the tackle, and we've seen some pretty fair punt returns tonight. That one 25 yards by McDermott.
What a great effort, too, because a lot of people would have just let that ball fall and quite possibly go out of bounds, and it made about a 35-yard difference in field position. The Riders now have a first down at the 37-yard line, 2:39 yet to work with, so Homer Jordan in excellent field position to increase this 3-point lead of the Riders. By the way, Jack Gott has been very kind and generous to us over the years and has agreed to talk to Al McCann as the gun goes to end the first half, so we'll be interested in his comments on the first 30 minutes of action.
Jordan with the fake Nicholas throws complete to Ray Elgard, 25-yard line, first down. Mathis is over there just to touch him, and
It's been a long time, Dale, but the dog on the field is happening here at Taylor Field. I think we're
Stefan Jones.
There you go, just a little pup, obviously, and the fans here at Taylor Field love it.
Bernie Ruoff's going to look after him for a while.
Probably Bernie's dog. Bernie says, I don't travel without my mate. Be nice now. I will. Look at that stat. Hamilton only 2 first downs.
Jordan, Chris DeFrance. Mark Streeter does a good job of wrapping up DeFrance near the 20-yard line. The gain will be only about 5 yards on the play. DeFrance with 3 catches tonight. I believe that puts him ahead of Joey Walters on the Rough Rider Club list for career receptions. One pass ahead of Joey Walters, who was another pretty fair inside receiver in his day with the Riders. Second down and 5. Jordan in trouble, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Grover Covington was there. Franklin King.
A little surprised Homer going for it all right there because he had a lot of time. He needed only to pick up 5 yards for a first down. In fact, probably 3.5 or 4 yards they would have went for it on third down. But with 1:48 remaining, the Riders will try to make it a 6-point advantage.
29-yard field goal attempt for Dave Ridgway. Stu Fraser doing the holding. Kick by Ridgway is wide to the left, goes through the end zone for a single point. David's taking another look at that. What did I do wrong this time? He hasn't missed that many this year, but the single point gives the Riders a 4-point lead over Hamilton with 1.5 minutes remaining until halftime.
Not happy.
Dale, Darrell Toussaint will probably not go back in until the second half. He banged up his hip a little. They're applying some ice to the defensive back's hip. So there'll probably be a replacement in the defensive secondary for Saskatchewan here.
Dave Singh, number 22, replacing Darrell Toussaint. First down, Tiger Cats from their own 35. Hobart going deep. Stapler is open, and he threw it just a touch too far. Boy, Stapler had got in behind Edward Walker and had a good lead on him.
I'll tell you, Hobart's got an arm on him, too. I think that ball traveled over 65 yards. 62.5 or 3 would have been better.
Just missed it. 10. Hobart going deep for Stapler again, this time down the middle. And again, he throws it over the intended receiver's head, this time by a long shot.
Really airing it out with still plenty of time left.
Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at the CFL this week, and our player profile at halftime will be on Hamilton quarterback Ken Hobart. And Frank and I will be along with the first half highlights. Right now it's a 15-11 ball game in favor of Saskatchewan, nearing the end of the second quarter, and Hamilton punting.
And we'll have a little surprise for you at halftime on a ceremony that's going to be conducted here at Taylor Field. Very emotional ceremony.
Beautiful punt by Bernie Ruoff. Stu Fraser from the 24-yard line. He is cut down by Wayne Lee at the 33-yard line. That punt traveling 51 yards and a 9-yard return. The Riders back on offense with 1:06 remaining in the second quarter.
Well, do you sit on it or not, Del? 1:06. What time to move down there? Maybe at least pick up a field goal and have a converted touchdown margin going in. Let's see what Jocko decides to do.
Homer Jordan, of course, is in at quarterback, and this is a situation that Joe Paupau has been very effective in as a hurry-up type of offense. Of course, Joe on the sidelines at the moment. Up to Homer Jordan to try and move them downfield. Dumps it off to Craig Ellis. If he gets a block, he's got room to run. Ellis at the 45-yard line. Howard Fields and Zambiazzi team up to bring him down. And I believe it was Michael Elarms who sprung him.
Elarms is exactly the right call, Dale. He was over here at the sideline about the 50-yard line. Watch him, number 80, as he cracks back to the inside, gets an excellent block to allow Ellis to pick up that 33-yard gain. You're coming to your screen right here. Right there. Good block. First down at Hamilton's 45. 45 seconds now. Pressure.
Denny Ferdinand juggled it and has a big gain. Still on his
Now
feet.
he's running over people.
Franklin King finally stops him at the 25-yard line.
That was Paul Bennett. He ran over at about the 30-yard line. And why would you want to sit on it when you got an offense like this?
We have a delay now as there's an injured Tiger Cat. 20-yard gain for Denny Ferdinand.
Watch him turn upfield and number 27, Bennett, come up. Then he just bowls him over. Boom. There you go. Franklin King's a little bigger. 30 seconds showing on the clock. Now, as you see Denny coming off the field, one of the messengers that Riders used to go in. King shaken up for the second time in this first half now. Big Jonesy on the right side there. The veteran trainer of the Hamilton Ticats, and what a nice guy he is.
Want to remind you of the Hall of Fame game coming up next weekend, a week from tomorrow. Tiger Cats will be at home against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We'll tell you more about that. Right now it's Homer Jordan putting it up deep for Stephan Jones, and he's out of bounds with it. Bumping all the way down the sidelines with Les Brown. It goes as a long incompletion. Second down and 10 with 16 seconds left.
Did he actually catch that football? I know it was out of bounds, but that had to be an incredible catch. Oh, he brought it back with one hand. You got to do that inside the field. That's a great athletic effort. Second down now from the 25. Lots of time.
Jordan into the end zone for Elgard, touchdown. Good throw by Homer Jordan and a 24-yard score. And Ray Elgard picks up his third touchdown of the season. The Riders had the ball for 56 seconds and moved it in for the major.
And a lot of time, as I mentioned, during the play to throw the football as Jordan rolled out to the right side. And Elgard just having an unbelievable start to 1985. Ray Elgard.
increases the Rider lead, and Dave Ridgway converts the touchdown, and with 10 seconds remaining in the second quarter, the Riders have a 22-11 lead.
I know Al McCann's very pleased about that because Jack Gott is going to be a lot easier to interview, Al.
Well, Jack's always pretty easy, but that'll make him much easier. You're right, Frank. Homer Jordan did a heck of a job for them.
Sure did. Homer does throw the ball extremely well on the run, as that play indicated. Getting back to that Hall of Fame game next weekend, a week from tomorrow, it's the Hamilton Tiger Cats' next home game. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers will be in town, and of course, our cohort here, Frank Rigby. That'll be a big weekend for you, Frank. The Hall of Fame weekend, of course, is a real showcase for the Canadian Football League. And again, congratulations to you. You're one of 4 people being inducted this year.
Dale, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And it is quite a thrill. I'm looking forward to it, obviously, very much next weekend.
I helped him write his speech today, Dale.
Well, the folks are going to hear it will be pleased to know it's very, very short.
Kickoff by Ridgway. Bounces to Dave Grampy, number 32. Grampy is stopped shy of the 40-yard line with 5 seconds remaining, and Scott Reddle making the tackle. So Hamilton's offense will get one more chance at it before the first half comes to a close. Ken Hobart, in the last series, was trying to air it out, and he overthrew Steve Stapler deep on 2 consecutive attempts. And he'll just ground it and finish off the first half by doing that one more time. Joe Paopao, 2 touchdown passes, and Homer Jordan has thrown a touchdown pass since replacing Paopao. Touchdown for Hamilton on a 109-yard interception return by Paul Bennett.
Come, you guys, go!
Hobart grounds it again, and that's going to do it for the first half here at Taylor Field in Regina, with the hometown Roughriders heading to the locker room with a 22-11 lead over the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Well, I've got Coach Jack Goda with me. Jack, you've got to be really pleased, particularly with the way that first half ended. It's always nice to score just before you go in the room.
Yeah, we're playing so doggone hard. You know, if we don't self-destruct, like that was a 14-point play, we're going in, and Bennett makes a heck of a play and runs whatever 100 miles for the intercept and a touchdown and everything like that. But our guys are playing hard. If they just keep this up in the second half, then we could come out, you know, on the long end of things.
You know, you surprised a lot of people, Coach, the way you utilized your quarterbacks tonight. Joe's been down most of the week. You've been using Homer. So you start Joe. I thought he did a heck of a job for you in the early part.
Yeah, Joe's hot, too. In other words, we just felt that the foot skills of Homer are so important right now. We felt that we could get outside, or their contained guys sometimes go way upfield that Homer can dart underneath that, like he did on the touchdown pass there. He just darted up and he had a lot of time to throw the football. So we got 2 good quarterbacks.
You're getting a few nicks, I noticed, but nothing too serious. And Toussaint was nicked a little bit, but he'll be back, I'm sure, too.
I would hope so in the second half. We need all the guns we can get. We always do.
Well, I'll tell you, they're an interesting football team, Hamilton. You can't take them lightly. This Hobart kid can move with the football.
No, they're a good football team, and I think that our guys that are playing well remember what happened to these guys here a year ago, and Hamilton just came in and crunched the Riders, you know. So our guys are cranked up and they're playing hard, and the second half, of course, what it's always all about. You know?
Nice to have your family here. I know they're in from Michigan, your dad and your mom and your brother. They drove out. They're getting a great game on a beautiful evening.
Yeah, my dad's going to be 84 next week, and he still loves football, and he drives hundreds of miles to see games. That's great.
Jack, really, you got to be happy the way it's gone so far. You got a real competitive football team.
No, we have. That's all we're asking. In other words, just hang in there and stay in the race with the rest of the guys in the West. And it's a heck of a race that we have to stay in.
I know you want to talk to your guys, so get on in there. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.
Jack Goda, and of course it's 22-11, and Jack Goda's getting a big hand as he goes off the field. I'll tell you, it's kind of nice to see a guy having fun and also, so far, winning. Okay, it's 22-11 here at Taylor Field. The CFL on CT.
Good evening, everyone. 2 games to highlight for you this evening, both featuring the East against the West. Last night was Edmonton and Toronto. The night before, Ottawa was in Winnipeg.
And the fans there finally get a chance to see their Bombers look like defending champions. Willard Reeves powers them to a big win, 200 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns all in the first half, including this 68-yard gallop, 35-8 at the intermission. And Glenn Steele gets his chance to dazzle the fans in the third quarter with nifty footwork and making good use of the blocks. He returns the punt 70 yards to score Winnipeg in a run. Meanwhile, last night in Toronto, the Argonauts jump out in front when Eskimos' Matt Dunnigan is picked off by Carl Brazeley. He's off on a 35-yard sprint to the end zone. But Dunnigan leads the Eskimos back to take the lead. He keeps it himself here in the second quarter, running 11 yards to pay dirt. But the Edmonton quarterback is shaken up. He has to leave the game, and the momentum switches again as the Argonauts, too, go to their backup quarterback. Third quarter, Mike Hennessy to Jan Currency. Toronto is ahead to stay. Hennessy goes on to score a touchdown himself and throw this 33-yard touchdown pass to Jeff Townsend. The Double Blue win at home, 43-23. Upcoming games in the CFL tomorrow on CTV. Montreal at Calgary. Next week's games, Thursday, Saskatchewan in Ottawa. The 2 Roughriders will do battle. CTV's Friday nighter, Toronto at Montreal. Rounding out the weekend on Saturday, Calgary at BC, the Lions still unbeaten. And on Sunday, Winnipeg is in Hamilton. This is the CFL on CTV.
Well, thank you very much. We take a look at our Chevrolet first half statistics, and you see what we were talking about, the big edge in the offensive yardage. Saskatchewan 287, Hamilton 47, 22-11, the Riders leading. Hamilton kicking off, and on the return, this is Denny Ferdinand. Out to the 20-yard line. That's where the Saskatchewan Roughriders will go on offense.
I'll tell you, as impressive as those offensive stats are for Saskatchewan, you know, you really should look at Hamilton as defensive stats for the Riders, because they shut them down almost entirely with the exception of that one 44-yard run. And as I mentioned, only the Paul Bennett interception return has kept the Ticats in this ball game, but they are still very much in it. They trail by just 11 points.
So the Riders go 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with Homer Jordan at the controls, replacing Joe Paopao in the second quarter. Jordan has thrown 1 touchdown pass, and he has this one picked off by Ben Zambiazzi, and interceptions are really keeping the Hamilton Tiger Cats in this football game.
And guess who Freddie Fleming, our ISO director, was on that play? You're right. Ben Zambiazzi. And Ben makes a fine, low, knee-high catch. And did we say the Ticats were back in the ball game? They now have a first down on the Rider 12-yard line, and we're just 32 seconds in to the second half.
17-yard return by Ben Zambiazzi. Hamilton offense out there now. First down at the Saskatchewan 12. Ken Hobart into the end zone over the head of Scott Cawley, number 25, and I believe that's the first time tonight Hobart's even thrown in Cawley's direction. It'll be second down and 10 as you get another look at the veteran Ben Zambiazzi.
Second and 10 now for the young Ticat quarterback, and he just would like to get this one in there.
He sure would. He'd like to complete a pass. He's only completed 1 in the ball game. Hobart. It's dropped by Rocky DiPietro at the 1-yard line. Can't fault the quarterback at all on that one.
Well, probably the most dependable receiver in recent years, Rocky DiPietro, for the Ticats. Drops one they absolutely needed.
Hobart has not completed a pass since he connected with Dave Graffey in the first quarter. So now Bernie Ruoff with a 19-yard field goal attempt. Out of the hold by Jeff Tedford. It is good, and now it's a 22-14 ball game in favor of Saskatchewan over Hamilton with the 13:34 remaining in the third quarter, and we'll be back in just a moment. because they just haven't been able to mount anything offensively. Even though they do have 14 points, their only touchdown came on an interception return. Zambiazzi intercepted just a few moments ago, gave them another opportunity, but they failed to convert, and they had to settle for a Ruoff field goal. It's 22-14, Saskatchewan leading. Riders with the ball at their own 35. We're in the third quarter. Over Jordan. Across the middle comes Craig Ellis. Good tackle, Howard Fields. Priestner was pursuing from behind. It is a gain of 5 yards.
Well, they always like to get the football to that guy because they can dump it off for a couple of yards and he can turn it into almost anything.
Came into the ball game with 31 catches, 4 tonight. Now he's 35. Second down and 5. Steps out of bounds at the Saskatchewan 50. He picks up 10 yards, first down.
There's an advantage to having that big size, 6'3", 225. Just get rid of those little defensive backs. We talked about it a lot, but not too much, in my opinion. The start that Elgard's had, 34 receptions for 477 yards coming into tonight.
And he's got 5 for 106. This is the 4th game in 5 going over 100 yards. This is Craig Ellis. Ball pops loose, but the whistle had gone. Zambiazzi leading the way defensively. It'll be a gain of about 2 yards. Second down and 8.
Penalty now is 10 yards. Should they increase it?
Are you asking me, or are you asking me?
I already did that.
Oh, the defenders wiped each other out, and Jordan completes it to Michael Elines for a first down. Grover Covington, pursuing from the backside, was wiped out by Walker.
I'll tell you something, that was a great example of maneuverability in a quarterback and how important it can be. A little bit of pressure coming from the inside. Franklin King, 78. So he used those athletic skills to get to the outside and picks up a first down. Boy, that's so important in the Canadian Football League game with the wide field and extra receiver.
First and 10 from the Hamilton 48. Penalty marker is down. Craig Ellis with the handoff to the 41-yard line. Making the tackle, John Priestner.
Get another tie cat down, Dale. I'm not sure.
Offside Hamilton.
Don't hear the number. Little counter action back up the middle by Ellis.
Coming up tomorrow on CTV, it's Montreal at Calgary. Pat and Leaf and Bill in Calgary right now, getting ready for that ball game. 4 o'clock Eastern time.
Offside, 77 Hamilton. First down repeated.
Grover Covington, what we talked about before the ball game, who has been the big pressure man for the Ticats, offside that time.
And also tomorrow we have tennis action for you. The Players Challenge, the ladies final, 1 o'clock Eastern time from Toronto on CTV.
You know, Dale, we've got an absolutely beautiful evening going for us now. There's no sun problem. We're in that twilight time. And it's warm and a big crowd here. This is the biggest crowd I've seen in Taylorfield this year, certainly.
24,697 the attendance tonight.
Looks like even more. What does this place hold, Dale?
27,600.
Well, we had a bad rainstorm here actually last night, so it's a pretty good crowd considering the fact that the weather conditions were not known until late in the afternoon.
Maybe the farmers are happy with the rain, so they came to the football game, Frank.
Well, I'm sure they were. Take a look at it now. It's Mike Walker, the right defensive tackle that's down on the play. We're going to take a commercial break now. It's 22-14, favored for Saskatchewan. We'll be back in just a moment.
The 1985 Chevy Cavalier.
Tonight, 3 converts and a single with 60 points in second place in the scoring race. 3 back of Trevor Kennard of the Bombers. And 9 up in Louis Pasaglia of the Lions. And passing yardage, Joe Pau, who's out of the game now, has led right from the opening weekend and was averaging close to 400 yards passing per game coming into tonight. And Ray Elgard, in terms of yards in pass receiving, the leader with 573.
Very unusual for an inside receiver, Dale, to be leading that yardage total.
First down, Riders. The ball at the Hamilton 43. The give is to Craig Ellis. Needs 5 for the first. Hamilton was penalized on their first down. Tackle made by Les Brown. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play.
Saskatchewan felt they could run the football against the Ticats coming into this ball game. They have not been certainly overpowering in that department, but much more effective than the Ticats have tried to run it. And what about that start of Kevan Jenkins of the BC Lions?
Isn't he something?
The BC Lions, of course, 5-0 so far this year and have a bye this weekend.
Second and less than a yard to go. Homer Jordan just keeps it. He's got first down yardage, but there are flags down.
I think it's just a touch early for the people out on the coast or across the country to say that Kevan is better than Willie Fleming. I've heard that from a couple of people.
Really?
I think Willie established himself over a little longer period of time. Let's go down to Al McCann.
We're looking at Mike Walker, the defensive tackle of the Tiger Cats. Trainer Ray Jones thinks it's hyperextended left knee, and as you can see, they're looking it over. I don't know whether he'll be back or not. It'll depend on how it feels when he tries to walk on it, I suppose.
Tiger Cats were offside. It's first down Saskatchewan. The ball at the Hamilton 33. Again, Craig Ellis just sneaking out of the backfield. Takes the pass from Homer Jordan and does a nice bit of running and gets to the 15-yard line, but there are penalty markers down. They're going to wipe this one out. Best made the tackle on Ellis.
We talked about dumping that ball off, even if you just dump it out for a couple of yards, which is exactly what happened with Craig Ellis that time. He made a big gainer out of it, but once again, Riders called for holding, so they'll be backed up.
Puts the ball back at the Hamilton 44-yard line. First down over again and 20 yards to go.
Here they come.
Jordan is caught from behind right at the 45-yard line for a loss of a couple. Mitchell Price with the good pursuit, and King was over there as well. So it pushes the Riders further back. It'll be second down and 22 yards to go. Franklin King playing his first game for the Hamilton Tiger Cats on that front four, along with Mitchell Price, Mike Walker, who's out of the ball game right now, Grover Covington. Leon Lescavich is into the ball game. Jordan looking for Elons. He's got him. Pushed out of bounds by Best. First down at the 13-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Dale. Elons made a great adjustment to that football. He was out there on a hook, a deep hook to the outside, and the ball really was thrown a little bit deeper than it should have been, but he adjusted to it as soon as it came in there. Watch him now. Freddie Fleming, of course, has it for you in the isolated shot. He's ready for it right there, and then he sees it deeper and goes back about another 6 yards to make the reception. Good play.
32-yard gain for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and now they're down deep. First and 10, Hamilton 13. 8.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Pitch to Ellis. Nowhere to go. Just may have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. We have another penalty marker down. Initial indication holding Saskatchewan.
That's been about the biggest defender against the Riders is themselves holding.
Holding penalties and interceptions.
A very enthusiastic crowd here, as you can see at Taylor Field. The penalty by the against the Riders will be refused.
Look at that step.
Well, it's been a long time since the Ticats have moved those yardsticks. That's been back in the first quarter.
57 yards total offense.
Yeah, first downs were both in the first quarter. Bob and Dave Lees are scratching and cutting.
Jordan is knocked down at the 25-yard line by Franklin King. So that'll bring up third down, and the field goal unit comes on.
Well, Franklin, as we mentioned, a veteran in the Canadian Football League, has been normally playing on the inside. The Ticats, however, have him lined up at that left defensive end spot. He will flip-flop with Grover Covington from time to time. There's a little guy enjoying himself. This is a pretty good tackle in the open field on a guy as with the moves that Homer Jordan has.
Excellent tackle. 32-yard field goal attempt now by Dave Ridgway. Stu Fraser doing the holding. It is wide to the left. Ridgway having an off night. 0 for 3, but it's a single point, and it's now a 23-14 ball game in favor of the Saskatchewan Roughriders over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And we'll be right back. 7:33 remaining in the third quarter. Hamilton with the football, first and 10 from their own 35. 24,000 plus at Taylor Field tonight.
Yeah, you know, you've seen a lot of football games over the years, and when a team dominates another as much as Saskatchewan has over Hamilton, this lead is not that big. One quick score, Hamilton be right back in it.
That's exactly right. How many times that'll happen? Hobart completes his second pass of the ball game. This is to Wayne Lee at the 40-yard line for a gain of 5, and the tackle made by Eddie Lowe.
Well, in fairness to the youngster, he has had several dropped, but it has not been an outstanding performance that he came up with against the Montreal Concord last week. Second and 5 now.
Back to the live action. Hobart steps up. Lots of room to run, and he can't run. Hobart down the sidelines, forced out of bounds by Glenn Suter at the Saskatchewan 37-yard line.
And the second biggest offensive play of the day, they've both been when the quarterback is taken off running. Let's go down to Al McCann.
Well, there's Dave Ridgway. Bad news for Saskatchewan. He's pulled a groin muscle. He'll be out for the rest of the game. And Saskatchewan getting quite a few nicks. Guard Neil Quilter also got banged around a little. They're applying ice to him, but he'll probably be back. And as for Mike Walker, who I reported on earlier on the Hamilton side of things, they now don't think that Mike will be back in the ball game. So they're going to take their toll.
Poncho James with the football to the Saskatchewan 34-yard line. A gain of 3 yards. Cedric Kelly making the tackle. That last run by Hobart was good for 33 yards. And right now Hamilton looks at second down and 7.
Gain of 3, second down and 7.
So with Ridgway
Saskatchewan 34.
pulling a groin muscle and out of the ball game, if the Riders get into place-kicking situations, it'll be young Terry Leschuk who will take over. Hobart just got rid of it in time and completes it to Wayne Lee. Darrell Toussaint managed to bring him down, and Toussaint, who was injured earlier in the ball game, is shaken up again.
You're right, Dale. That's that bad hip of his. He has a hip problem already.
28-yard pickup for the Tiger Cats.
I think he takes quite a shot here. I believe it was Gary Doolin, number 70, that put the hit on him. He went down, but boy, did he deliver that ball perfectly. I don't know if we were being prophetic or not, Dale, but we said if they could move this ball down and get right back in the ball game, even though they've been completely dominated in the first 2 2/3 quarters of this game, they trail the Riders only by 9 points, and they have a first down at Saskatchewan's 6-yard line. Now is when it counts. Can he put it in the end zone?
Exactly. Toussaint is back on his feet and heading to the Rough Rider bench. He'll be replaced at least for one play by Dave Singh, number 22.
Dale, that Hobart's a very resilient young man. He took a heck of a shot, too.
He has taken a couple of them tonight, Al, and I think he bounces right back up. It's first and goal, Hamilton. Saskatchewan 6-yard line. Big pressure. Fran McDermott got to him. They're going to rule an incomplete pass.
Well, Dave Graffey was right there, number 32. I believe it was a legitimate throw. He tried to underhand or sidearm the ball to number 32, his fullback Graffey. The fans here won't be all that pleased, but take a look at the young quarterback. Actually, a good play by him. Dermott in there on the blitz, and he got rid of it and get rid of it safely. So it'll be second down from the 6-yard line.
He's got to be careful trying to throw that ball when he's in the grasp of somebody. He had one picked off earlier in the ball game.
Well, if you throw it in the dirt, you're all right.
Second down and goal into the end zone. Touchdown, Hamilton. Rocky DiPietro, and he picks up his first touchdown of 1985. And for Ken Hobart, that's his third touchdown pass in the season. 2 last week to Stapler, and now this one to DiPietro.
With all the wasted opportunities that Saskatchewan has failed to capitalize on, they are going to be leading these Ticats by only a couple of points.
Tiger Cats used 2.5 minutes, 2:38 to be exact. They move down and put it in the end zone, and here's Bernie Ruoff. The convert. It is good. 23-21. Saskatchewan leading Hamilton. 4:57 remaining in the third quarter.
Good throw by the youngster as Rocky DiPietro just coming from the top side on a crossing pattern. Man-to-man coverage, and Rocky runs away from him. Made up for that ball that he dropped on the 2-yard line a few moments ago. So with 4:57 remaining in this third quarter, we definitely have a ball game. That was easily the most impressive drive. As a matter of fact, it was the only thing you could call a drive by the Hamilton Ticats in this ball game.
And of course, following the game tonight, we'll be announcing our game stars. Earlier, that Paul Bennett definitely had a shot at the defensive star with that 109-yard interception return. Here's the kickoff by Bernie Ruoff. Michael Elarms from the 5-yard line. Cut down beautifully by Les Brown before he reached the 25. 20-yard return.
That's right. That's where we can go as much as you want to, right?
Well, you saw the discussion on the Hamilton Ticats bench, and they feel that they've found an area in that Rider defense so they can go anytime they want to.
All right, now you're talking about 50 or 48?
This guy was in the gap, so we zoned it.
All right. Now which guy was in the gap?
Saskatchewan first down. Homer Jordan in a bit of trouble again, and he'll pick up a couple of yards, and that's all. Hamilton front applying pressure consistently now against Homer Jordan. That was David Sauvé, number 88. Finally put the stop on him. They've had to make some changes up front. Walker out of there.
Yeah, this one's been in there and replacing Mike Walker, the injured defensive tackle that Al discussed a few moments ago. Travis has been around this league a long time, Dale, and with a few different ball clubs.
Jordan throwing incomplete. Michael Elarms, the intended receiver. There's a penalty flag in the offensive backfield. Brown was providing the coverage on Elarms. A rough play call against Hamilton.
Boy, that's one they didn't need. Let's take a look at it and see if we can see who roughed Homer Jordan.
Sauvé.
Another call coming from the weak side.
Necessary roughing the passer, number 88, Hamilton. First down, Saskatchewan.
David Sauvé, number 88, and that one really hurt.
Sure did.
Ticats would have got the ball in great field position.
So instead, the Saskatchewan Roughriders are first and 10 from their own 41. 3:40 remaining in the third quarter. Riders lead by 2. Jordan off the fingertips of Ray Elgard.
You know, one thing that the Ticats are trying to do now is simply get that pressure. Watch a little stunt here now. Mitchell Price, I should say, coming in and putting pressure on Homer Jordan. They're trying to put that pressure simply with the 4 defensive linemen, and they're doing a fairly good job at it right now. That sure helps the defensive backs when they got underneath support with all those linebackers.
Second down and 10. Jordan will take off. Got the first down. He's into Hamilton territory at the 53-yard line.
Homer certainly knew where that first down marker was, got down very quickly, and he puts it into the Hamilton side of the 55-yard line. 2:30 remaining now in this third quarter.
Talking about field position and a rough play call. Certainly looms large right now, doesn't it? Jordan.
Definitely.
To Elgard. Still on his feet. 35-yard line.
Well, not tough to bring down or anything, is he?
17-yard gain.
Boom, bam. He just bounced off of it. Harold Fields, number 16, and he's a bit mismatched in terms of size, but Paul Bennett comes up, takes a shot at him. Mark Streeter gets a shot at him. He just goes for another 5-6 yards.
Elgard.
Bill, you know, not only a field position, you're talking about that penalty being so important. It's also keeping that Hamilton Ticat offense on the bench when they had finally gotten a little momentum going for them. Now they're sitting out and can't get the ball back.
Craig Ellis takes the handoff from Homer Jordan, and he gets close to 5 yards. Stopped around the 31, 32-yard line. By Mitchell Price in on the tackle, along with Scavage. It's a gain of 4, second down and 6. We have 1 minute left in the third quarter. Jordan
got to get rid of it.
On the move again. 25-yard line. He'll be very close to a first down.
Or take off with it.
Mathis making the defensive play to stop Homer Jordan.
I think he's got a first down. Yes. They don't even measure it. So Homer Jordan, who had been looking around downfield for quite a few seconds, takes off and gets that first down once again. 29 seconds now remaining in the third quarter. Saskatchewan trying to regain a little more substantial lead as they're only 2 points ahead of the Ticats at this stage.
Ellis looking outside. Gets to about the 21. Sauvé from behind. Priestner also in on the tackle.
Good effort by Sauvé because Craig Ellis got around him the first time. He just kept up the pursuit.
Time for one more play here in the third quarter. Stu Fraser into the ball game. 11. Coming out is the wide receiver Stephan Jones, number 85. To the last play of the third quarter, barring a penalty, of course. It's been a long drive for the Riders. They've used up a lot of time. Homer Jordan looking for Elarms. He's got him at the 5-yard line. And there is a penalty marker down on the far side of the field, so it just pulled everything. It was Les Brown that Elarms made the catch at the 5. It's holding against Hamilton, so the Saskatchewan Roughriders will have it first and goal at the Hamilton 5 after a pickup of 17 yards. We have a discussion now
be refused. Don't worry about
Exactly.
that.
Okay, it's declined, of course, and that brings to the close the third quarter, and the score is Saskatchewan 23 and Hamilton 21. The Riders on the 5-yard line. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in a moment. We are back for the fourth quarter. The Riders are first and goal from the Hamilton 5-yard line. This is Homer Jordan throwing to Craig Ellis, his second touchdown of the ball game. A long drive by the Riders, and they put it in the end zone. They used up 5 minutes and 16 seconds, and of course, if you can use up that much time, that's great, but putting it in the end zone is the main thing.
Oh, isn't that for sure? What a great couple of plays. Watch Homer Jordan throw back to Lawrence on the previous play, but set up this touchdown. Just an absolutely excellent throw to Lawrence to the 5-yard line, and then Craig Ellis coming out of really a slot back position on the left side there, just going on that out pattern. Nobody near him. Touchdown.
This is the youngster Terry Leschuk converting the touchdown in place of the injured David Ridgway. And the score is now Saskatchewan 30, Hamilton 21. And we'll be back with more fourth quarter action in just a moment. This is Poncho James returning the kickoff out across the Hamilton 25 to about the 27-yard line, and it was Eddie Lowe making the tackle, a 66-yard kickoff and a 28-yard return, but there is a penalty flag down. I think the Riders were offside on the kickoff. They may have to do it over again. Here's the touchdown, Homer Jordan to Craig Ellis.
Great throw, eh?
Right off the bat here in the fourth quarter, capping an 86-yard, 9-play drive, and they used up over 5 minutes on the clock.
Bill, maybe one of the factors in this game we have not talked about is Poncho James. As we've mentioned, he gained 120 yards on the ground against the Montreal Concord. Take a lean over there and tell us what he has rushing for today.
Poncho James has carried 8 times for 7 yards.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty fair defensive effort.
Ken Hobart, on the other hand, has carried twice for 77.
And those runs were 44 yards and 33 yards.
Hamilton does have the edge over Saskatchewan in rushing stats tonight.
Because of Hobart, obviously. Well, the Riders will have to kick it off again from their own 40 this time.
Craig Ellis, who got the touchdown, his second of the ball game and 5th of the season. This is James at the 10-yard line. Gets away from Robert Reed. Shot at the 35-yard line, Al Johns, number 77, in his second game back since an injury, is there to put the stop on him along with Scott Rettle, number 69.
Well, Reed has done an excellent job, though, for Saskatchewan getting down on those kick cover teams. He was so far ahead of everybody else, he had absolutely no help at all down there. As you see, Gainer the Gopher, is that still correct? They rename those things.
Number 35, Hobart throws complete to DiPietro. 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 on the play. Hamilton Tiger Cats haven't lost here in Taylor Field since 1982. And even though they've been dominated statistically in this ball game, they're certainly not out of it.
That's how you get rid of a defensive back. That was Dave Singh, UBC graduate that Rocky kind of ran over a little bit.
Second down and 2 for the Tiger Cats. Give to James. And he was hit as he got to the line of scrimmage. He fell forward. Depends where they get the spot now. I think he's short of the first down anyway. In there was Rick Moore, number 76.
Well, if we see short yardage by the Hamilton Ticats, they do something that's fairly unusual for most CFL teams on short yardage situations. They come in with an unbalanced line. You don't see that very often. We'll look for it. In the meantime, let's go down to Al McCann.
Frank, just an update on Darrell Toussaint, who was re-injured on that tackle. It looks like he might be out for the game now. It's bothering him more and more. The trainer doesn't think he'll be back.
Okay, it's third down and inches. Hobart keeps himself. They stack it up. Hobart still on his feet. They never did stop him. And Hobart has a first down out at the 53-yard line. And the Rider defense extremely upset. They figure they had him stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That kid has got some athletic ability because he saw he had nowhere to go. They just jammed up the right side of that offensive line of the Ticats. Malinowski 62 on that side and Ralph Schultz 67. They just stopped him. Well, Hobart said, I'll do it on my own if that's the way it has to be.
And he gets the first. With the Hamilton 53. Hobart looking deep, wants Stapler. He's got him inside the 10-yard line as he beats Terry Irvin. It'll be first and goal, Tiger Cats.
Oh, up and down the field.
52 yards.
All of a sudden, we got a good offensive display by both of these ball clubs. Hobart being very careful this time not to overthrow Stapler, which he did a couple times in the first half. Oh, boy. A great drive by the Ticats, and Saskatchewan came right back, and you'd think they'd demoralize them with that big drive of their own, but no. Ticats threatening once again. First down, 3-yard line.
Hobart to James. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he falls forward to about the 2-yard line. Dave Singh was there. Eddie Lowe as well. Number 42, I think, made the initial contact with him. Second down and goal, just inside the 2-yard line.
You know, there's another defensive back in town, Dale. I think you'll remember his name. He's going to get a 21-day trial again for the Riders. Ray Odom.
The Blade is back.
One of the all-time greats. He's down with the Memphis Showmen for a while.
The fake to James. Hobart will put it in the end zone himself. Good call offensively by the Hamilton Tiger Cats as the fake to James just froze the defense, and he had no trouble at all going around the right end.
It really was an excellent fake by James as he went up and over. You can watch it right here. And just to show you how good this CFCN crew is, look how they picked it up. They don't fool our guys.
75-yard scoring drive in 6 plays. And it took them 3 minutes and 49 seconds. The big play, of course, 52-yarder, Hobart to Stapler. Ruoff converts the touchdown. And now it's Saskatchewan 30, Hamilton 28. We have 10:52 remaining. We'll be back in just a moment. Hamilton quarterback Ken Hobart, who just scored a touchdown with the ice pack on his left hand.
I think he hurt that a little bit on that 3rd down and short yardage play, Dale, when he went in there. Good thing for the Ticats, it's his left hand.
2-point lead for Saskatchewan, and Bernie Ruoff has the ball teed up at his own 45. We have lots of time left, and who knows what's going to happen from here on in. Denny Ferdinand from the 7-yard line. Ferdinand steps out of bounds with it at the 35. Howard Fields was there to force him out. A 28-yard return. So Homer Jordan will lead the Saskatchewan offense back on the field if they can move it again.
There's an excellent picture of that wedge forming, trying to open a spot. Barnes coming up there trying to help on the return. Pretty good coverage. Just take a look at that great fake once again by the young quarterback as he takes it into the end zone for his 2nd rushing touchdown of his very short career. 1 3/4 games.
He's starting to perform here in the second half the way he did in Montreal last week. Jordan throwing an interception to Howard Fields. There's a penalty marker down. 2 penalty markers down. See what the call is here.
Not particularly under pressure.
62, decline.
Obviously, the call against Saskatchewan. Vic Stevenson, number 62, the right tackle, will be waved off as Hamilton takes over the ball now at the 47-yard line. They're already in field goal range to go ahead in this ball game with Bernie Ruoff back there able to kick.
Ken Hobart was 1 for 10 for 12 yards with an interception in the first half. In the second half, he's 5 out of 8 for 99 yards and a touchdown. DiPietro, and of course he ran one into the touchdown himself. Here he hands off to Poncho James on first down. He stops. I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage. Eddie Lowe was there, number 42, making the tackle.
Boy, that was just an excellent play by Lowe as he stepped up the inside. Watch how the linebackers react. They have not been able to run up the middle all day on them. Lowe's number 42. Look at him step right in the hole. He beat the block of Colt, number 67, right offensive guard to make the stop.
Lost the yard, second 11. Big pressure on Hobart. He dumps it off to James. And he's wrapped up immediately by Dave Singh, and they'll lose 2 more yards. It'll be third down and about 13 yards to go.
Boy, you think this Dave Singh doesn't want to play football? He's already made 3 or 4 tackles since he's come in the lineup, and watch what he does here. He's about to sack the quarterback. He was not able to because Hobart makes a great play of dumping the football off. He just continues over and makes a stop anyway on James. Great effort.
Great defense on those 2 plays by Saskatchewan. Hamilton had the first down at the 47. They're now third down and 13 from the 50. Boy, they needed the big defense. The big reception by Field. And Bernie Ruoff just sails this one into the end zone.
Oh, boy, has he ever punted that football tonight.
Single point for Hamilton, and now it's just a 1-point lead for the Saskatchewan Roughriders with 9:17 left. It's Saskatchewan 30, Hamilton 29. There's a penalty marker down. See what the call is here now. Against Saskatchewan while the ball was in the air. "74-yard punt that time by Bernie Ruoff, the first time he's had to punt this half.
He was only averaging 54 yards a kick before he hit that one. So
his season average coming into the ball game 45 yards. His career average is 45.3.
Well, I'll tell you something. That's one big advantage Ticats have over over Saskatchewan, and that is in the kicking department.
Now I think we've got the penalty flag sorted out. The Riders would have the ball at their own 35 following the single, but they're going to march off 10 yards. And here's the call.
Holding, Saskatchewan, 77. First down, Saskatchewan.
There's all kinds of fans here in Taylorville, but there's one guy that's not missing a lot of meals.
I wonder if he has to buy 2 tickets.
He's enjoying himself, though. I'd hate to be the hot dog concession on that side of the stadium.
First down from the 25. Homer Jordan in trouble, and he's hauled down from behind. I think that was Mitchell Price, the first man to get to him, and he chased him for quite a ways to finally bring him down for a loss of a yard.
Pressure in this second half, particularly by Ticats, and as we mentioned, they're not really blitzing that much. They'll bring one linebacker from time to time, but it's essentially that front 4, King, Price, Covington, and Leon Lescavich, who replaced Walker.
Tomorrow afternoon, McMahon Stadium in Calgary, the Stampeders hosting the Montreal Concord on the full CTV network, starting at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Jordan throws incomplete. We have another penalty flag down.
And we should say hello to our buddies Pat Marsden, Lee Pedersen, and Bill Stevenson, who are waiting in Calgary for our crew to arrive to do that ball game tomorrow. Good luck, guys.
Holding, Saskatchewan, 74. Decline. Third down.
Ken Moore.
An awful lot of holding calls against the Riders tonight, but watch this pressure. I mean, Franklin King has about 4 people that try to get on him. Finally, however, it's a newcomer, Reggie Mathis, the linebacker we've talked about a lot tonight, who put the ultimate pressure on. 8 minutes remain now. Ticats going to get the ball back, and they trail only by 1.
Wayne Lee on the return, and he is cut down immediately by Ken Moore, number 74. 39-yard punt, no return. The score is Saskatchewan 30, Hamilton 29, and we have 7:52 left. We'll be back in a moment. Just 1 point separating these 2 teams, with Just under 8 minutes remaining to play here in the fourth quarter at Taylor Field. Hamilton Tiger Cats trailing, but they have the ball back. And look at the first down difference. And the statistics just really don't tell the story here in this one. And Hobart looking deep again for Steve Stapler against Terry Irvin, and they just missed again. Boy, he got Stapler last time deep down to the 5-yard line, and he almost had him again.
I'll tell you, Dale, that's really good football. It was a good throw. It was a good attempt to make the reception, and it was darn good defense. You can't have so much more than that. Terry Irvin is right with him. Terry, of course, has 4 interceptions so far this year, second only to Mel Bird of the BC Lions in the entire CFL in that department. And he was had good coverage there.
Second down and 10. Here they come. Hobart gets rid of it. Rocky DiPietro made the catch, but he was out of bounds when he finally gained control of the football. It'll be third down.
One fine reception by Rocky, but it doesn't seem like these teams are only 1 point apart when you flash up some of those stats, but that is the case, folks.
And the way Bernie's been kicking tonight, he just may well tie the ball game up right here.
Yeah, well, he's averaging 56 yards, and he's about 61 yards out of the Saskatchewan end zone, so.
I know that didn't count, guys, but that was one heck of a catch.
Oh, he shanked one.
This one goes out of bounds, and the Riders get a break as Ruoff has had his worst kick of probably the season.
I'm afraid that we talked a little bit too much about Bernard and maybe jinxed him just a touch.
Next Friday night on CTV, this should be a dandy football game. The Concords at home against the Toronto Argonauts on the full CTV network starting at 7:30 Eastern Time. That punt, 27 yards.
What an interesting matchup that should be. The Argonauts now getting off track, and the Concords, of course, with a great start in '85.
First down Riders from their own 33-yard line.
Great 4-man rush again.
Ken Moore makes the catch. I'll tell you, with Moore and Elgard making those catches in the middle, they punish people, don't they?
Remember back in the first quarter, he made a catch and kind of danced around a little bit. He didn't dance that time.
Just put his head down, went straight into Ben Zambiazzi. The gain is about 7 yards, second down and 3. Ken Moore weighs in at 225, so does Ray Elgard.
The young fellas run out of hot dogs in that section.
Again to Craig Ellis, looking for first down yardage. I think he's got it out of the 45. If that's where the spot is, he does have the first down. 5:57 remaining. Clock is still running. Riders 30, Tiger Cats 29.
You know, some of the great victories that you can enjoy over a period of time are the ones you steal, the ones you shouldn't have won. I think that's exactly the way Hamilton feels right now. They're in a position to still win this football game, even though over the course of the game they certainly don't deserve it.
Chris DeFrance. First down. 40-yard line. Big play by Chris DeFrance. Short pass. He turns it into a 25-yard gain. Again, is there any better two inside receivers, Dale, in your opinion, in the Canadian Football League than DeFrance and Elgard? Well, you'd get a lot of arguments about that, but, you know, I would think guys that would catch the ball and run with it after they've caught it, I think they're as good as anybody. There's no doubt about that.
And they have that big advantage of size that they can get in there. DeFrance is not as big as Elgard by any means, but he certainly has that height and size, and he can take that ball away from the defensive back. And as you can see, he can move with it after he takes it. I don't know who I'd trade for him.
Les Brown made the tackle, and I believe he's shaken up on the play. And we'll have a bit of a delay here with 5:11 left.
Ticats have been nicked quite a number of times tonight.
And the Riders, too.
We've had quite a few injuries tonight, as you've noted. One that you're not noticing right now, which could have an effect on Hamilton, is the fact that Kenny Hobart's favorite receiver tonight, Steve Stapler, and he is now nursing a very sore left hand. He has ice on it on the bench. I think he'll go back in, but he might be handicapped.
Well, I'll tell you, Al, they can't afford to lose this guy, Les Brown, number 15.
Well, I'll tell you, you're right, Frank. Remember, he was a defensive star a week ago when he had a couple of tackles. He had a knockdown, an interception, a block punt. He did it all, and he's had another great game tonight. Fine football player.
Okay, our question tonight was, should the penalty for no yards on punt returns be changed? And those were our numbers to call, and this is the response. And definitely favoring the nose, 54%.
All right, let's leave it the way it is.
That's right. Les Brown very gingerly heading to the bench. That'll cause a shuffle in the Hamilton secondary. Howard Fields will move out to the corner, replacing Brown, and Terry Laney, number 37, moves in at the halfback spot in place of Fields. Saskatchewan 1st and 10 at the Hamilton 40-yard line. We have less than 5 minutes to play in the ball game. Elgard. He may go. He's to the 10-yard line. Zambiasi finally brought him down.
Yes, beautiful. Who'd you say was trained for these guys? Oh, golly. Not a very complicated pattern, just a quick look in. They're laying off Elgard, and people just bouncing off of him. They're going down low to try to knock the big guy down, and he's got too good of feet for that. Ben Zambiasi has to come all the way back from his middle linebacking spot to knock him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A 30-yard pickup.
Howard Fields was trying to tackle the ball, and he missed him. First down, goal to go at the 10. Jordan has to hang on to it and eat it back at the 13-yard line. Good defense that time from Hamilton. The front four applying a lot of pressure. 77 Grover Covington.
Been a good football game for Al Bruno and his group, starting to put some offense into the game here in the second half. First half completely dominated by Jocko and his Green Riders.
Stu Fraser's in again. Michael Elarn comes out. Second down. Goal to goal from the 13. He was looking for Elgard, and he just wasn't open, and so Homer Jordan just takes it out of bounds at the 12-yard line for a gain of 1, and that'll bring on the field goal unit. And of course, this is a key moment as well, because Dave Ridgway's out of the ball game with a groin pull, so Terry Leschuk will be kicking the field goal.
He definitely was looking for Elgard, you know, because I was looking downfield and they had double coverage on him. Jordan putting himself in a position where he really couldn't find a secondary receiver. He burned up too much of the field by rolling to the short side.
Leschuk looking at a 20-yard field goal attempt. Stu Fraser doing the holding. High snap. He got it down. It is good. A big field goal for Terry Leschuk, and that gives the Saskatchewan Roughriders a 4-point lead with 3 minutes left. Saskatchewan 33 and Hamilton 29. All right, 33-29, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay with us.
Head coach Jack Goda and the Saskatchewan Roughriders looking on now as the Hamilton offense goes to work. First down from its own 35-yard line. Saskatchewan leads by 4, 3 minutes left in the ball game. Hobart has this pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Eddie Lowe got his hand up to knock it away.
Well, just great movement by Lowe's. Had a super football game all night long. Watch Lowe come over. He sets up, gets up into the spot, sees the ball being delivered, just gets those hands up. If you can't get to the quarterback, do this.
Well, now we have the referee stepping in to stop the clock. The clock kept running, even though it was an incompleted pass. And I don't know how many seconds they used up, but they're going to have to reset it. It's all the way down to 2:34. Now they've put it back up to 2:47, so they rule that 13 seconds ran off.
Well, they are checking with the timekeeper, as you can see, and properly so. They put 13 seconds back on the clock. And apparently they are in agreement, to the best of our knowledge.
Frank and Dale, they're going to add 12 seconds to the clock right now, so there'll be a bit of a pause.
The game referee wants 12 seconds added back to the clock.
So they're going to put it back up to 2:59.
Holy cow, that play only took 1 second.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Hamilton got a little quick feet there and jumped the gun. This is Poncho James, I believe, made the catch. But there are flags at the line of scrimmage. They'll bring it back.
Oh, there were 2 or 3 Ticats in motion while that ball, prior to the ball being snapped. Good call.
Rocky DiPietro for 1, and the receiver on the far side of him.
It'll be second now and 15 yards to go for the Ticats.
Legal procedure, 23 Hamilton. First down, repeat it.
Well, DiPietro is the one they called out to all the folks here at Taylor Field.
Second down and 15.
So the young quarterback, Ken Hobart, needs a big play right here.
Throws incomplete, intended for Scott Colley, who has not caught a pass tonight. That's only the second one he's even thrown in Colley's direction.
Al is elected to kick it away with 2:37 remaining. So now the Rider offensive team can win this ball game themselves if they can just keep the football away from Hamilton. They lead by 4. It's a 33-29 ball game at the moment.
That last possession for the Riders, they had the ball for well over 2 minutes and ended up kicking a field goal, and we have 2.5 minutes remaining right now. And Bernie Wilcox heading it away. Hangs it high. McDermott back to his 31. To the 35-yard line. 2 or 3 Tiger Cats were there. Ed Gadavakis leading the way. 49-yard punt and a 4-yard return. So with 2:27 left and only a 4-point difference here, we still have to consider our game starts for this one tonight, Frank. A couple of possibles, but you never know what's going to happen from here.
I know where my vote's going to go on offense. Where's the number 81? I'll give you a hint.
All right. And a reminder again, tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern time from McMahon Stadium in Calgary, CTV Network, the Stampeders and the Montreal Contours. This one, not quite over yet. Just 4 points. Riders leading Hamilton. The pitch to Craig Ellis. He picks his way out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 5 yards on the play. Franklin King was over there. Mitchell Price.
Well, now is exactly the time when you cannot let a ball club run it on you.
Saskatchewan goes to Ottawa next Thursday, and Hamilton returns home. And a week from tomorrow, the Hall of Fame game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Second down and 5. Does a good job of getting out of trouble. Finds Elgard, but he'll be short of the first down as he is wrapped up immediately by Brown. Priestner was there to help him. He'll be 2 yards short of the first. Spot the ball at the 43-yard line, and the Rough Rider punting unit comes on.
Well, Elgard did the right thing in trying to come back and help his quarterback, but it took so long on this play that he came back a little bit too far. Les Brown played it perfectly. Let him have the ball. Just make sure he doesn't get that first down. This could be a great finish yet, you know, with 1:56 remaining, and it would be only appropriate if it is. A great second half, entertaining football.
22-11 was the score at halftime in favor of Saskatchewan. Ken Hobart has come out and corrected Hamilton the way he did last week in Montreal. Some big plays after they hadn't really moved the ball at all offensively in the first half. More reminder tomorrow about tennis action on CTV. Of course, it's the final of the Players' Challenge from Toronto. That'll get underway at 1 o'clock Eastern Time live on CTV.
You know, Dale, I was just thinking down the road a couple of weeks, we've got Saskatchewan and Edmonton. What a dandy that should be as they continue their battle for a playoff spot.
Leschuk getting set to punt now. Short kick. Bennett moves up to the 30-yard line. Bennett's to the 40, wrapped up by Ken Moore. So with 1:48 left, Hamilton with the ball back. 37-yard punt and a return of 10.
Tiger-Cats versus Gent starting on the 40.
Well, should the Riders win this one tonight, they move into a second-place tie with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Edmonton Eskimos.
Down from the 40, Hobart throws complete to DiPietro. He got past Dave Singh, fumbled the ball. The Riders have got it. Dave Singh recovered the fumble after missing the initial tackle. Jackson, I think, stripped the ball away from DiPietro.
Well, I'm sure Rocky feels very, very bad about that, but in an effort to try to pick up additional yardage, he spun away there from Singh. And I think you're right, Dale. It was number 45, Jackson, Billy Jackson, the linebacker, who came from behind. Rocky did not see him, obviously, and he knocked the football out of his hand. 1:40 remaining. That should do it for the Riders if they can retain possession.
Well,
is that a little premature, Dale?
You might be, the way this game has gone. I don't know for sure. But too long. Wow. Mistake like that.
Well, of course, there's no reason to make a mistake like that. There's 20-second clocks are at either end of the field. The quarterback's looking right at it. Now the situation is that the Riders will not, or the clock will not start until the Riders do snap the football with 1:38 remaining. And there's your clock that Homer Jordan was or should have been looking at.
Second down and 10 from the Hamilton 52.
He'll sprint right.
Gets to about the 48-yard line, and Priestner was there along with Reggie Mathis, number 43. Pick up of 4 yards. And again, the Rider punting unit comes on. And you still have a minute and a half left. So even though they got the ball back on the fumble recovery by Dave Singh, the Riders.
That loss of down penalty is a big one.
Yeah.
Boy, all he had to do was fall down on the ball, and they'd been much better off than that.
Leschuk to use a big one here. Oh, bad snap. Oh, he managed to get the kick away. A great job by but the ball bounces back. They fumbled it.
No yards, though.
No yards,
It'll be Hamilton football.
Can you believe what's happened in this football game tonight?
I'll tell you what, nobody can complain they haven't got their value for their entertainment dollar.
28-yard kick.
I'd like to see that again because it looked like the Riders were trying to get away. As you see the great play by the young Leschuk as he scoops that ball up, moves to the right, and kicks it almost soccer style.
Did a great job
of
just getting away. Now watch, it bounces back towards the line of scrimmage.
They all try to scatter.
Bennett then fumbled it.
No yards.
And
Saskatchewan 69. First down, Hamilton.
Picked it up, but Scott
Ball
Reynolds
was against Scott Reynolds, 69.
So with a minute left, the Tiger Cats do have the ball at their own 36-yard line, and we do have an injured Hamilton player on the field. Hobart takes the opportunity to go and discuss things with head coach Al Bruno. Les Brown, you see, who is
Jones has had a big, busy night as the head trainer of the Ticats. 1 minute exactly, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats must score a major. They're on their own 36-yard line. So that would appear to be about 74 yards they need to go.
Okay, here we go. First down, Hamilton, the ball at their own 36. 1 minute to go. Hamilton has to put it in the end zone. Hobart gets away from trouble again. Throws complete to Scott Colley. The Riders say it's incomplete. The referee says it's good. First down at the 53-yard line.
Jocko was right there making the call, too.
16-yard gain, his first catch of the night.
Took only 8 seconds.
Hobart
was he inbound? Yes, sir. Good call.
Hobart does such a great job of just buying time back there, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Pass intended for Wayne Lee. Off the mark. It'll be second down and 10, covered by Billy Jackson. 48 seconds left.
Two veteran coaches. He's still, I bet you're very, very nervous at this point.
The confusing thing is, you know, like, since Al Bruno's been head coach of Hamilton, he's never lost to Saskatchewan. And Jocko, as a head coach, has never lost to Hamilton since 1979.
Really?
10. Hobart rolling away from the pressure. Stops and throws.
Ball got away from
knocked
him.
away by Eddie Ray Walker. Steve Stapler, the intended receiver. Big defensive play by Walker. Third down coming up.
Third-year pro, but first-year pro as far as the Riders are concerned. And what a big play he comes up with. 41 seconds remain now, but the important thing is it's 3rd and 10. The Ticats have got to get 10 yards or more.
There we go. Third down. Hobart got away from Goltz, gets around Rick Moore, now goes deep for Stapler. Knocked away by Eddie Ray Walker. Whoa, I thought Stapler had it for a second.
Two great plays by Walker. And Stapler made just a gigantic effort to catch this football. It was underthrown. And how many times have you seen that kind of play be completed? Eddie Ray Walker, good defensive position. Looked like both of them were jostling each other just a bit. Would have been an interference call there right before the ball arrived. Ooh. However, Saskatchewan takes over now with just 30 seconds showing on the clock. What a beautiful football game.
Palmer just going to take the ball and run with it. Gets to the 50-yard line.
Have you noticed how long it takes to play this last minute?
It's amazing, isn't it? The ball has gone back and forth. We have a couple of Tiger Cats shaken up on the play.
Rambiazzi down now.
The Hamilton defense really has been on the field a long time tonight, though.
And done an excellent job in the second half of this ball game.
Franklin King shaken up as well. He's back on his feet and with some help is heading towards the bench.
Well, a lot of encouraging signs, however, for the Ticats, with Hobart showing that that first game against the Montreal Concord was no fluke. He had a very rough start in the first half, as Dale pointed out to you statistically, but He has shown that he can move this ball club in this second half of the ball game.
He is so cool under pressure. And time of possession tonight, Hamilton 23 minutes 46 seconds, Saskatchewan 36 minutes and 14 seconds. And we have 25 seconds left for the completion of this ball game, and Zambiase still down. Tomorrow it's Montreal at Calgary. Next Thursday, Saskatchewan plays in Ottawa. The Friday night game on CTV has Toronto at Montreal.
Dale, we anticipated a good one, but I don't think we anticipated one this exciting. But I think something has to be said for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I'll tell you, with Kenny Hobart in there, they got a very formidable football club.
Bunch of games. And you see what the victory for Saskatchewan does. Three-way tie for second place. Clock is winding down, and Homer Jordan trying to use up the entire 20-second clock, just grounds it right at the 50, and he'll have to do it once more before this football game is history. Boy,
been a great one.
I think now there's just been a big sigh of relief with the crowd here at Taylor Field that maybe it finally is coming to an end here, and the Riders will hang on to win this one. But Hamilton really threw a scare into them in the second half. The last play of the ball game coming up, and Homer Jordan grounds it once more, and Saskatchewan has defeated the Hamilton Tiger Cats, improving the Rider record to 3-2, and Hamilton goes to 1-4 in a game that statistically was all in favor of Saskatchewan, but some key turnovers. Of course, the big one being the 109-yard interception return by Paul Bennett. Another interception by Ben Zambiase. And that definitely kept the Hamilton Tiger Cats in the ball game until the offense got rolling, and then there was anybody's game in the second half. Just want to go back to our CFL poll for a moment. Should the penalty for no yards on punt returns be changed? And 54% say no, 46% say yes. So I think it's time to go down to field level for a chat with the winning coach. Here's Al.
Well, okay, Dale, with a very excited coach, naturally. Jack Good, a big win for you guys, Jack, but what a tough one. Hamilton played well.
It's never easy, is it? You know, like Ridgway gets hurt and he can't kick, and then young Terry Lester comes up and makes some great plays, kicks a key field goal, and then, of course, on a bad snap, he picks that up and gets the ball down the field and protects what skinny lead that we had. And then Joe Pawpaw had been hurt, been ailing a little bit during the week, and just didn't respond, you know, and then our young quarterback, Homer Jordan, comes in there. So our depth kind of got us by. It was a heck of a game, though.
Okay, Jack, congratulations. Best of luck on the road.
Thank you.
The CFL on CTV continues in just a minute.
Introducing the new...
And now the Carling O'Keefe Sports offensive and defensive game stars as selected by our broadcast crew. From the Saskatchewan Roughriders, slot back Ray Elgard, who caught 8 passes for 156 yards and a touchdown, is the offensive star. And from the Hamilton Tiger Cats, safety Paul Bennett with his 109-yard interception return for touchdown, the defensive star. Each of tonight's stars will receive a portable stereo system, compliments of Citizen Electronics. Chances are someone you know owns a Citizen. This is the CFL on CTV.
Saskatchewan winning 33-29 over a very, very valiant Hamilton Tiger Cat football club. But believe me, there's more to come. We have another big game tomorrow, and I want you to watch it. The Montreal Concord taking on the Stampeders in Calgary. Now, on behalf of our entire CTV crew, Al McCann saying so long from Regina.
This CFL telecast has been brought to you by Carling O'Keefe Sports, bringing the sports world home to you. This telecast is copyright and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or rebroadcast in whole or in part without the express written consent of the CTV television network is strictly prohibited.